that is Brito, a time to reflect, re-strategize, reorient, and prepare for the assault on the second half.
Yes, of course, we got a new Warriors head coach. He's also the Highlanders head coach, Baltema Brito. And the lineup, a bit interesting. In goal, there is Donovan Bennett. You all know him, Chicken In. And, well, the only sad thing for Zimbabwe is that up front, Walter Musona Walaza was injured and he had to be ferried out with about 3 minutes to go. We hope, 3 minutes to go to halftime, we hope it's not a serious injury. And then the back line has, of course, captain, who is the vice captain at Highlanders, but the captain for the Warriors now. He's the vice captain for the Warriors. The captain is Frank Makarati, but Makarati was dropped. And Peter Mudua is now the Warriors captain. He is anchoring that back line, of course, with the support of Trevor Mavunga, formerly with Dynamos, is now with Manika Diamonds. And there's also Tolani Ndlovu, that exciting defender from Chicken Inn. And there's also the man we call Zizu. That's God knows Murira of the Green Machine, Caps United. That's the big four. Very interesting there, the team that has been sent out by Brito there, Jose.
Yes, it is a very interesting team, lineup that has been deployed by Coach Brito. Yeah, and what I seem to pick up from that is that the coach is trying to bring in a new DNA in the team. Look, it's probably, well, not probably, he sees his first assignment. And here is a coach who's been given a 12-month mandate to lead the Warriors. And now here is a coach who wants to put together a certain identity in his game. So for me, this is an indicator of a coach who's wanting to play a certain kind of game. We got his comments where he was saying he wants to build a team that is a fighting team, which I think he's trying to say that he wants to build a team that plays on the offensive. And this defensive lineup, I think for me, is actually an indicator that it's a team. He wants to bring in a team that actually starts to play from the back, going forward and causing problems for the opponents. It's quite an interesting but stable and safe defensive formation.
Yes, if you're just joining us, yes, it's the Warriors back in it, back in the international fold. This is our first international friendly playing against the Zebras, or Zebras if you want, both pronunciations are correct, of Botswana, 0-0 at halftime. Archie Mundava is also here. The midfield is made up of Brian Banda, of course, comes from FC Platinum. Then there is the little machine that the Dynamos fans call Kante, after N'Golo Kante, who is now in Saudi Arabia, formerly of Chelsea. That's Tanaka Shandirwa, and his Dynamos teammate Donald Mudadi. Very interesting midfield there, trio there, Auche.
Rightly so, CNN, and if you look at how Brito is deployed his troops in the middle of the park, you have Shandirwa, Mudadi, as well as Banda. So when they are in a defensive mode, you have Shandirwa and Banda buttressing the defensive act. And when they are attacking, they invert the triangle. Then you have them up front because they are more of box to box. So in terms of the Warriors, I think the midfield is the pivot. So we will see how it happens in the second half. But so far, the presence of Mudadi as well as Shandirwa and their connectivity from club level translated at national team level, but traced by Banda there. I can foresee this being, I think, the axis of distraction for the Zebras come second half.
And the trio that had been sent out by Brito before the withdrawal of Walaza Walter Musona was, of course, Walter Musona, Obriel Chirinda, and William Manondo. And very interesting trio there, Jose, that had been sent out by Brito. A pity that Walaza had to be carried out.
Oh yes, yeah. What is also more interesting is the fact that after Walter Musona was withdrawn, Binzi came in, and we all know what Binzi has been doing on the local scene. He's been causing many problems for different local defense teams. But at the end, we are looking at a team in a front line that is able to deliver goals. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you don't want to just play neat, clean football, but you want a final product that results in goals. So I think it's going to be an interesting attacking combination of William Manondo, Donovan, Obrel Chirinda as well as Binzi coming in. Of course, remember, Binzi for me, is an upcoming player. He's an upcoming star who I think he's given an opportunity. We saw him playing the last game against Namibia, which I think is also good for his personal development as a player, and also being given an opportunity to play at the international stage. So I think it's quite an interesting attacking trio. But at the same time, it's also an opportunity for the respective players to make a shout and demand a place in the Warriors setup come following campaigns that we are looking ahead to.
Yes, it'll be interesting whether Batjamal Brito, the Warriors head coach, will give an opportunity as well. I'm sure he will. He's just trying to see how it goes. There are some exciting faces on the bench. One of them, Tino Tenda Benza, the youngster from Herentals. I don't know whether he'll get a call later on in the match. So the bench, I think the bench very, very exciting. And I can tell you that Uche had already focused that the Warriors will win by 2-1. Jose, very cautious, not wanting to tell us anything, but he did say that he thinks that the Warriors will win. The last time we played Botswana, if you've forgotten, it was in 2021 for the African Cup of Nations finals qualifier. We beat them by 1-0 away. At the same stadium, the goal scored by Mr. Perfect Chikwende was no longer with the Warriors. Maybe he'll bounce back, Perfect Chikwende, and we went to AFCON. So we will wait to see if the second half can bring us the 2-1, like Uche said. Uche, do you want to change that scoreline before we join the guys at the National Stadium in Gaborone?
Or maintain a victory with a 1-goal margin, 1-0, 2-1 or 3-2. Because if you look up front, like you said, Chirinda is there, and then Binzi also coming in. They are the commanders in chief in terms of the local premiership. If they combine well, I think a goal or two will come in the second half. And the rear guard, we also have the overlapping Murwira. I think in terms of the key nuggets for success, Brito has them. Remember, it's two-pronged. The national team coming, victory via Namibia, second victory for Botswana, then it shows we are back. And again, for the CV, for the coach, it's also for him, I think, to amplify his CV. Remember what happened to the former Zambian coach, that is Heavy Renard. So once you blossom, then things will go your way. So we have a coach who's hungry for success. We have warriors who are coming from the dark side. The light is illuminating, and we want to show the world, here we are.
Yes, we will be rallying behind Brito. We will be rallying behind the Warriors squad. And of course, Brito is being assisted, if you didn't know, is being assisted by Bongani Mafu, was formerly with Wange Football Club, just left them a couple of weeks back. Bongani Mafu, the elder brother of former Warriors midfield general Ronald Gidiza Sibanda. Oh yes, if you didn't know that. Also, the second assistant is from Dynamos. The man the Dynamos fans call Kaka. He is Genesis Mangombe. So that's the think tank for the Warriors there. 0-0 at halftime. We will be going back to bring you the second half of that match there as Zimbabwe plunge back into the international jungle, into the international arena. And yes, make a note, our first game has a qualifier for the World Cup in 2026 will be against the Wasps of Rwanda in November. We still don't know where we're going to play that game there. Soon as that happens, yeah, make sure that you're still tuned to this channel. We'll be letting you know. But a breath of fresh air, Jose, coming in from Brito. Like I said, he needs all our support as we venture back into the international fold. And I mean, it would be, well, you can say icing on the cake because we've just started, but I think it will be a fresh start, a very fresh start if Zimbabwe can beat Botswana.
Yes, it will be a motivator to get a result out of this particular game. Yes, but at the same time, I think there are many subplots that are involved in this particular encounter. One of them being that we want to build a team that is going to compete. So we may not be overly excited.
Right. Jose, sorry for butting in. Yes, the second half is underway. And at the National Stadium in Gaborone, we've got our two colleagues, Stanley Katsande and Willie Mutingwa. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
Thank you very much and welcome, guys. It's the second half of the match, Zimbabwe versus Botswana, or should I say Botswana, that's the home team, versus the Warriors of Zimbabwe. It's been an interesting first 45 minutes. Zimbabwe, of course, calling on the Botswana goalkeeper to make a few saves here and there. But of course, Botswana, as the home team, looked very enthusiastic and, they threatened quite a number of times. But Donovan Bernard, no newcomer to high-profile matches, managed to stand his own. And, of course, the match underway now. Zimbabwe in possession. Kolani on the far side, and that ball played back to him again as they try to play a game of containment. Yes, again, the ball into the middle of the park, hoofed forward. Zimbabwe will keep it in play as they play a passing game here. Shandirwa clipping it forward. Good control, but a bit too much that the Botswana managed to get away with it. Some quick passing as they come out of their shell. Here they are again with Kebue, the captain, who plays another long ball forward. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he does. Guides it backwards, a low cross, poorly done. Picked up now by the Warriors. Some neat passing, of course, coming from the Warriors here. This is one thing that is very refreshing with our football these days. That's Manondo of Caps United there, talking about the way that we are playing the passing game that Zimbabwe has introduced. It's a new DNA that I heard Joseph Nkani talk about. Willie Mutingwa is with me here.
Thank you very much, Stanley. And Zimbabwe has been playing quite well in the first half. I think the Brazilian flavor that has been brought here by the new coach Brito, who is also coaching Highlanders. I think we do easily see the progress he has done at Highlanders from last season, where they were like mid-table, and this season they were at one time at the top of the table, but unfortunately they have been on a losing streak. But the Warriors here this afternoon, I was being impressed by their passing game, and on quite a number of occasions we threatened that goal with William Manondo taking shots from afar. We just missed the target by a few inches. But now this is the second half. It's still 0-0.
Still goalless, of course, as he joins us for the first time. This is a chance for Zimbabwe. It's Murwira, the Cape United right back. Formerly, of course, with Ngezi Platinum, and before that with Dynamos. He's a much-travelled player. Takes it in field. A tussle for possession. Zimbabwe gets it, but they've given it away. And Botswana clear into touch. Anyway, goes in on that occasion. Korokano, one of the defenders here who has been keeping a tight rein on the movements of the Zimbabwean strikers. A lovely ball control there. But I think he overcarried it. The referee not happy with that. But I'm surprised that I think he ran into the Botswana defender. It's a free kick that goes to Botswana. Still goalless. Let's have a second look. I don't quite understand how the Botswana end that free kick, Willie.
Yeah, I could not believe the referee's decision there. I thought maybe it was actually going our way, because it was actually the Zimbabwean player was impeded. But now it's now a throw-in for Zimbabwe in time for them to recover.
Yes, they've just recovered the throw-in all the way back to Donovan, who clears the danger. And it's picked up in the middle of the park. Good turn away from his marker. Back into the center. Zimbabwe firmly in control, but still goalless here. Can they get the goal that matters to separate these two? Of course, remember, we are celebrating Botswana's independence. 57 years of uhuru. That's a very long time ago indeed that they've been enjoying their independence. And Zimbabwe once again very quick to take the ball back whenever they lose it. Botswana trying to keep a tight rein on the movements of the Zimbabwean players. The free kick has just been awarded. And that's, that picture shows you a sparsely populated national stadium here in Botswana, as the free kick is about to be taken. It's taken short by Kolani. Checks his run. Gets it back again to the defender. Good exchange of passes as Zimbabwe try to go forward here. The cross will come. It's a good one, but cleared away by the Botswana defense. They've been very solid indeed, especially with these aerial balls. And anyway goes for Zimbabwe on that occasion. And they have to defend again as Botswana now, trying to show Zimbabwe a thing or two. Can they do it? That is the big question. Mudua intercepts the ball played through. Here is Murwira, and he finds his goalkeeper, Donovan Bernard. Certainly high time that he begins to enjoy the respect of being the first choice goalkeeper. He's been around for quite some time, Donovan. But again, on that occasion, the free kick has been awarded. And Botswana now will take it. The goalkeeper, Malapela, plays it back and is cleared down field. And Zimbabwe mid the ball once again. I can see the far side assistant referee's flag indicating that it should be a Botswana throw. Captain Peter Mudua taking care of business at the back. Zimbabwe closing down on their opponents here, never giving them time to breathe. Manondo is a predator of note. If given chance, he will certainly hurt the opponent. As Botswana lose possession once again, I think he took his eye off the ball, and that was enough. As you can see in the first few minutes of the second half, it's been Zimbabwe all over. Here comes a cross into the area, punched away by the goalkeeper, doesn't go very far, but again, it's lost. And this one allowed to roll out of play by Murwira, who throws it quickly. A heavy touch. And, the ref says it's a throw-in to Botswana. Youngster Binzi, young man who plays for Manica Diamond, earning his stripes here. Certainly is a good stage for the youngster to build confidence. Another chance for Zimbabwe, but the Botswana tightly monitoring every movement. As the clearance comes in, headed away, picked up in the middle of the pack, Shandirwa. They're all over him. And in the end, play has been stopped once again. It looks like this match is being disturbed as the referee now takes a firm talk on to one of the Botswana players, Modingwane. The referee had no choice but to lay down the law verbally. Here is the captain, Mudua. Chips it forward. Well watched by the Botswana defender. Out of play throw in to be taken close to that corner flag. And again, another free kick to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has been looking very good in the first 10 or so minutes of this second half. Binzi has been the main culprit. It looks like he's giving them lots of anxious moments there, Willie.
Yeah, I think his clever runs there seem to be paying off for Zimbabwe. And I think it's high time we should capitalize on a set piece like this. It is a very, very promising position. I'm not sure about the height there. It seems Botswana is in a slight height advantage inside that box. But when it comes to set pieces, you never know. You just need someone who can go from the blind side and maybe find the goalkeeper or the defense in 6 and 7, and maybe we could lead. And remember, Zimbabwe should avenge this match. We should win this match. Remember, Botswana coming to Harare and winning 1-0. That was free kick over the bar. I think it was poorly taken, where he should have just crossed for his teammates there to maybe nod it or poke it home.
Some homework there for Brito. Should be talking to his players on what to do when you've got such a situation. It looked a very promising situation, but that was given away. But Botswana can restart the formula. Ball played forward, picked up by Maswena, who guides it through. And once again, Botswana knocking it around, trying to go forward. He's heck down on that occasion. For a moment, I thought the referee would be going forward. It's once again Binzi heavily involved in proceedings here, keeping these defenders on their toes with some strong running. Yeah, Botswana come now, being forced to play it backwards because Zimbabwe is closing down on anyone who wins possession. It's a typical siege mentality here, and they are lucky that Manondo didn't read that back pass early enough. It could have been an opportunity for the Warriors. Of course, those of you joining us for the first time, the Warriors are playing in yellow, playing left to right. Botswana in blue, as the ball is headed back to the goalkeeper, Donovan Bernard. Bernard now clears it. It's a long searching ball, but this one carelessly out of play. It's one aspect that goalkeepers need to improve on: distribution. It's a pity they didn't watch Japhet Mparutsa in action. He was a master at this.
I was about to say that the likes of Japhet Mparutsa was one of the best ball distributors when it comes to goalkeepers. Even Bruce Grobela with his time at Liverpool. And I always used to admire again South African Itumeleng Kuni, the former Bafana goalkeeper and Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper. He was also very good when it comes to distributing the balls. I think the goalkeepers, they should learn that giving away possession is one serious crime you should not do in football, especially with modern football these days.
Yes, indeed, and that header once again going over the bar. I don't know why the player didn't jump. He didn't have any defender close by. Well, I can forgive him. He's a youngster learning his ropes here. Binzi, he headed that ball over the bar, but what I do appreciate most about him is that he's heavily involved whenever the ball is inside the area, either trying to win the ball or trying to shoot. One of these days he will learn how to do it, and of course Zimbabwe will start to benefit. Botswana in possession, in blue and black, playing from right to left as they guide the ball back to their defenders. Here they go forward once more. Play to the far side. Tawana stands on it for a while, slips it through, played back to the far side, and tightly monitored there. And the far side assistant flag was up. The referee says play on. What a heavy touch, giving away possession. Looks like Banda there. Picks up the ball, plays it through. Zimbabwe going forward. One player is still lying down, clutching his back. And the ref has stopped play. I thought for a moment, if it's not a head injury and the team concerned has got an advantage, really, I thought he would go on and allow play to carry on.
Exactly. They should have given Zimbabwe the advantage there. Of course, he wants to caution the Botswana player there. He should have allowed the play. If the play dies or if the attack is dead, then that's when he can revert back and issue a yellow card to the offender. But in that instance, that was not a head injury like you mentioned. I'm sure that's poor officiating from the match official this afternoon. He should have allowed play to go on. And we just hope nothing serious on the Zimbabwean players lying down in agony there. As you can see, Peter Mdua, the captain, just number 20. And remember, the last time we were here again at the National Stadium, Stanley, we sealed our qualification for the Africa Cup of Nations. A perfect Chikwenda header following a spill by the Botswana goalkeeper after a ferocious free kick by the captain of the day, Knowledge Msona.
Oh, yes, indeed. That certainly was a day to celebrate because Zimbabwe desperately needed to win that match in order to go to the finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. We did that, and of course, unfortunately, we did not, manage to go through. Some movements on the Zimbabwean bench, and it looks like the injured player could be substituted, and then Brito might be forced to make an injury-inspired substitution. I don't think it's something that he wanted to do, but with 62 minutes gone, changes might be coming, including the Botswana bench. There are some movements as we see the players there. That is young Banda of FC Platinum clutching his back. I'm sure he will be all right. He's a tough little lad. Known him for a long time now. Banda there, he should be able to carry on with the game. I'm sure he will be able to shake this off.
Yeah, I'm sure if he can shake off and carry on in the game, that would be good news to Brito. There's the tackle from behind, clumsy one. And like we said, the ref should have allowed to play on, and Zimbabwe won't attack again.
Zimbabwe attacking again, and this is a good-looking ball, but the goalkeeper quick off his line and saves the situation for Botswana. Zimbabwe definitely the much better team here. As Botswana now pick up possession, spraying the ball to the far side. Golani in attendance. And that one rolls into touch. A throw into Zimbabwe to be taken from that far side. Taken directly to Shandirwa, who finds his captain. Plays it into the center for Mavunga. And life a bit difficult for Murwira, but finally controls the ball. Now Zimbabwe going forward. And this one played to the near side here. Good dribbling coming in from the Botswanas. They're flowing forward. The ball played through. Donovan Bernard off his line and saves that situation. Oh, lovely ball now once again. Zimbabwe try from there. What a sliding tackle. Still danger for Botswana. And we've lost possession. I couldn't believe this. That was a glorious opportunity, but unfortunately, the young man lost his concentration and they lost the opportunity.
Yeah, even from the onset, I think he should have used his left foot to try and test the goalkeeper there. At least give the goalkeeper some work, and another substitution for Zimbabwe, double one. I'm sure it's not injury-inspired substitution like we had in the dying minutes of the first half where Walter Msona had to be stretchered off injured.
Oh, yes, indeed. I can see Benza is about to come on, the Rangers player. And some more changes coming up as Zimbabwe is trying to strengthen the strike force here. They haven't been taking full advantage, and Botswana are coming up with their own changes, bringing in fresh pairs of legs. And as you can see, that Botswana is also using youngsters in this match. This is, of course, Zimbabwe's first match after a 2-year sabbatical, self-imposed sabbatical. As Mavunga picks up possession, guides it forward. Again cleared away. Oh, this is a lovely opportunity. The shot comes in! It's there!
What a goal, Stanley. A zipping left foot from outside the box. And it looks like William Manondo, I'm not mistaken, I need to double check there. And there's Brito in jubilation. Zimbabwe celebrating that goal. What a goal, Stanley. Zimbabwe celebrating, spoiling the party for the Botswana who are celebrating their independence. It's unfortunate. We came here with the national team, Stanley, and we are looking for a victory. And we need to look for that slow-mo if they can bring it out to us. But that was a good goal for Zimbabwe.
A brilliant goal indeed. Good control there. Look at the left foot. The ball veering away and the goalkeeper had no chance at all. That was brilliant. And of course, some Zimbabweans who are with us Well, with us here, young Aubrey Chirinda, making it happen.
And Obro Chirinda proving that, no wonder why he's the top goal scorer in the local premiership back in Zimbabwe there.
He
And
doesn't
also,
hesitate to
he
shoot.
doesn't hesitate to shoot the Bravo Chiefs striker.
Oh, yes, indeed. There he is. A wonderful left foot separating these two teams now. Zimbabwe won, and a chance here for the Botswana, and they've scored. Soon after, Zimbabwe took the lead. Botswana have found the equalizer. Well, I must say that the defenders for Zimbabwe went to sleep on that occasion, and Botswana managed to take full advantage.
And it's not acceptable, Stanley, at all, that from kickoff we concede a goal. That shows that lack of concentration. After scoring, maybe it's complacence, or maybe they thought that we are now in the driving seat. We should concentrate more, especially from kickoff. We should not concede a goal from kickoff. That's criminal.
Certainly criminal. It's 1-1 here. 67 minutes played, 23 to go. The restart as Zimbabwe start the formula from the back. Muduatu Kolani on the far side, clips it, trying to find support. It's a good looking chance, but Botswana will clear. That certainly was, well, this is the opportunity for Botswana. Ball played behind the entire defense. Well, they were looking for an offside, wasn't given. And without VAR, it's unfortunate that you'll have to play like that. Play continues now with Zimbabwe still piling on the pressure. Confirmation of the scoreline.
Yeah, and I think we need to be honest there, Stanley. The defenders were clamoring for an offside call, but it doesn't need even VAR there. I could clearly see that the player was coming from an onside position, and when the moment the ball was released, he was onside. So that is a genuine goal for Botswana and danger for
Zimbabwe once again. Can they get their second goal? They'll probably kill this one off, but the Warriors have managed to rally back and block. Plays the ball into touch on the far side. Banda is furious with his colleagues for not coming back to help. Throw into Botswana in a 1-1 situation. Uhuru Day for Botswana. And they achieved this 57 years ago. Here they come again, Botswana. Can they get the ball into the box? This one is cleared away by Zimbabwe. Out of play for a throw-in. The Botswanas beginning to believe in themselves now, visiting the Zimbabwe penalty area more often. But the big question is, can they break this deadlock? Zimbabwe were the first to break it, with young Chirinda hitting the ball from afar into the back of the net. But then they equalized by their jersey number 7, Mabaya. Back to square one for Brito. Throw-in taken, cleared away. Botswana will play it backwards. That's a lovely ball played through, but again met by Zimbabwe. Good layoff on the far side, tightly monitored. And this one goes out of play for what looked like a goal kick to the Zebras of Botswana. Tino Benza heavily involved on that occasion. One of the substitutes that came on. Big question is, can he make a difference? And again, Botswana full of errors. And this time around, ball played through. If you can cross it now, but Botswana managed to defend. Momentarily taken, but given a back again to Botswana. And this one out of play. Throw into Zimbabwe. 1-1 the scoreline. To those of you joining us for the first time, Murwira throws it backwards. Mavunga to his goalkeeper, Donovan, who clips it forward. Donovan Bernard had no chance with the effort by Botswana. He was so close, left unattended. He simply passed the ball into the back of the empty net. Here's Murwira now. Zimbabwe are trying to find the second goal. Chirinda again with a long cross, nobody home. And that one kept in play by the Botswana goalkeeper, Malapela. Here they come now with their captain. This is Keboe. Into the center, finding Babutsi. To his right back, Sepatela. Botswana now quite happy to knock the ball around inside their own half. They do believe that they can breach the Zimbabwean defense if they want to. And clearly, the Warriors becoming a bit nervous. They were employing the siege tactic this time. They're deciding to stay away and simply lay a low block. Donovan Bennett posts this one forward. And this one will go out of play for a throw in to Zimbabwe. Here they come once again, the Warriors. Good flick. And, losing possession so easily, but regained easily as well. Shandirwa turns a complete circle, plays it to the near side. Murwira looking for space, shuffles it back to Shandirwa. Skips past one man, gets the return ball. Lovely move, good cross inside the area. And Botswana had to play the ball into touch. Anywhere it goes. And the defender, Korogano, getting a handshake there for a job well done, Willie.
A well-timed intervention there, Stanley. That was some nice build-up there. Zizou playing Shandirwa and a good interchange of passes there. And Shandirwa with a teasing cross inside the box. And the defender was there at hand to clear the danger. Otherwise, for the Zimbabwean strikers who were lacking, just look at the... Had he missed that, there were about 2, 3, 4 Zimbabwean players in the box. I'm sure they could have capitalized and scored there. And the corner kick was quickly taken and a throw-in for Zimbabwe now.
Zimbabwean throw to Mudua, who plays a long searching ball. Finds support on the near side here. Murwira with a good-looking cross inside the area. The header! And the goalkeeper takes it away. Good timing there. But the goalkeeper kept his eye on the ball and managed to make a routine save. It's still 1-1 as we take a second look at the cross. That was a delicious cross. All it needed was a firm contact. He had done the right thing of sending it back to where it was coming from. But the goalkeeper did a good job.
Yeah, and considering that he was between two, he was sandwiched by two defenders there, he did well, the striker there, to win the aerial tussle and head the ball. And otherwise, if the goalkeeper was not well positioned, he was not keeping the eyes on the ball, it was going to be 2-1 to Zimbabwe, which is all what we wanted. And those back in Zimbabwe, I'm sure you are rooting for the Zimbabweans there.
Naturally, as Zimbabwe pick up possession, Bernard way off his line, clips it downfield, good control. As Zimbabwe are passing the ball like they've always done. Now this is lovely stuff. The cross will come, turn and shoot from there, over the bar. I can't believe this. I mean, look at the approach work, it's fantastic. But the finishing is not matching it.
Yes, the way they get past those defenders there, it was like good knife through butter. And for the youngsters, they renders forward, Tino Benza there, from inside the box, near the penalty spot there, blazing it over the bar. It's just like I remember the other time when Admata Dela used to decide, how can you say you're under the bar, you blast the ball over the bar?
Yeah, that's unbelievable indeed. That's very unbelievable. As Botswana now pick up possession from deep inside their own half. They're going forward. The game picking up in terms of pace. Murwira easily takes it away from his marker. Ball played through, and the pass is overcooked. This time around, he's back again with the Warriors. Another good-looking crossfield pass, well read by the opponent. And it drops dangerously for the Botswana, who keeps on running. But Bernard has seen it all and takes it away. Rolls it short to Mavunga. Yes, Murwira has been heavily involved in everything that Zimbabwe has done. Good control there. Lovely stuff being shown here. And some defensive work. And I don't know how this is a foul, but of course I'm not the man in charge. The referee has blown. Free kick quickly taken. Play resumes with Botswana in possession, still inside their own half as they knock the ball sideways. 1-1 the scoreline. We're drifting towards the end of the match. 13 to play, just under 13, plus of course some stoppage time. Botswana going through once again, tightly monitored. That of course is a foul by Brian Banda. Zimbabwe is dealing. The tireless midfielder who plays for FC Platinum came from Highlanders. Now Botswana with an opportunity of playing a ball inside the Zimbabwean half. They've got 6 players inside the penalty box. Let's see if they can utilize this one. Oh, that was a good looking one, but it goes away. He tried a flick that fails. The same player who scored their goal is the one who was trying those tricks again. This time he didn't succeed. Mabaya. Let's see this one now. That's the replay, and of course Bernard had it all covered. Tussle for possession in the center. Botswana win. They play the ball forward. The cross will come, and this one over the bar. No problem there for the goalkeeper. It'll be a goal kick. For a moment I thought Donovan Bernard was indicating an injury, but no, he's urging his players to go upfield. He's going to play a long one, indicating to them that you have to be on the wings. Here he is now with a long searching ball, flicked forward. Danger for Botswana. And it's picked on the near side here. A good block there by Botswana. But Mavunga stops it. It's back again with the Botswana. Shandirwa cleanly beaten on the ground. This one a bit too long, and it goes out of play for a throw to the Warriors of Zimbabwe. Another pass into the center circle. Mdua turns one way, finds support from Shandirwa, who plays it long on the far side. The idea was there, but the accuracy was missing. A nasty clash of players there who are all writhing in agony. A clash of knees. It can be very painful. And it's out of play for a corner kick to Botswana. Mdua blocking it.
Yeah, like you see what the referee did this time. There was a clash of knees, and now he's flashing a yellow card. He's now coming back to punish the offender. But he allowed the Botswana to carry on with the play because they had an advantage. That's what should have done on that instance some couple of minutes ago. But this time, it looks like the 2 players are down injured, and the medical team has been called upon to attend to them. We hope nothing serious. We would want injuries in these matches, especially these matches. Remember, it is not a FIFA sanctioned game. That is why you could see that some of the players had to be dropped, like the likes of Captain Frankie Makarati and remember of Highlanders, because the local league had to go on back in Zimbabwe. Like, I'm not sure what is happening in the Chibuku Super Cup, which is happening now, and I'm sure Platinum and Dynamos, I remember the last time it was 1-1 back in Zimbabwe, but we are back here in Gaborone, Botswana, the national stadium. It's 2-1-1, and Zimbabwe scoring first through Oboro Chirinda, the Bulawayo Chiefs striker, and moments later Botswana equalized, which was not acceptable to consider a goal straight from kickoff. Stanley.
Yes, indeed, it was unacceptable. But of course, going back to the consistencies that you are asking for from the referee, it looks like the Zimbabwean player is being shown a yellow card, and Yeah, still injured. One hopes that, Brito and company will not have to make some injury-inspired substitutions. It was a clash of knees, but the referee has seen it otherwise. He thinks that the Warrior was the guilty party. Botswana to take their corner kick. Let's see how they will execute this one. Of course, they will have to do it after the Zimbabwean player, the injured player, has been taken off the field of play.
Yeah, and I could see a signal from the medics there. They are indicating the bench that you make a substitution. And I'm sure, I didn't figure out who he is. I'm sure the Zimbabwean Warrior, they hope nothing serious, but he's going to be substituted.
Yes, as the corner kick is taken. Zimbabwe trying to clear the danger. Finally, they get the decision. One Botswana player is lying injured inside the box. Well, he held his shoulder, then his ankle. You don't know exactly where the injury is, but the ref, I think, being taken to task by Peter Mdua for some of the decisions. If only he can be consistent with the advantage play, there's no problem. And all the players are now around the referee, but I think, yeah, they're doing so in a disciplined manner. Here's the, oh yes, I think he was right. Banda stretched out with showing studs, so yeah, the player concerned is lucky that he didn't break his boot.
Exactly, Stanley. I'm sure the referee was quite right in flashing out a yellow card. And I'm sure the Zimbabwean player, he was lucky there to escape only with a yellow card. Maybe it's because he didn't apply much force. There were no violent conduct when he came with that challenge. As you can see, the open foot, open studs up and straight on the shin of the Botswana players. Dangerous play. Yellow card well deserved there.
Yes, indeed. If he had seen that in real time, I think he could have awarded a penalty to the Zebras of Botswana. But due to lack of VAR, I'm sure the Warriors will escape punishment. And it looks like he wants to start
I think that is the incident that happened earlier on when the referee played advantage. It was outside the box. But the one that happened inside the box, I didn't quite see what exactly happened there.
Yeah, he starts it with a drop ball to Peter Mdua, who finds Mavunga. The long searching ball forward. Met in the center, but Botswana win back possession. And this one rolls into touch on the far side for a throw to the Warriors. With 6 minutes to go, plus additional time. Will this match be decided by penalties? That's the big question. And here is the captain shuffling the ball from one foot to the other, showing some confidence for a defender to try and give strikers a taste of their own medicine. Here's a chance for a cross. Not a very good one, taken away by the Botswana defender. It's played to the near side here. Will he keep the ball in play? Unfortunately, he can't. And another change is Brian Banda is off. And they're introducing new blood here.
And Stanley, news I'm receiving from Zimbabwe that Dynamos won on penalties against FC Platinum in the Chibuku Super Cup, and a miracle being pulled by the soldiers. Black Rhinos dumping chicken in out of the Chibuku Super Cup, 2-1.
Definitely a miracle there, because we never expected Black Rhinos to advance into this tournament. But back here now at the National Stadium in Botswana, as the ball is picked up into the center. Another incident. My worst fear is that, look, Zimbabwe could have a player sent off here. I'm sure our application at times is a bit so robust that the referee might be forced to dish out yellow cards, and one of these days someone will end up with 2 yellow cards.
Yeah, at times, yes, the game is 1-1. We are desperate for a win. We need to impress the new coach, but we must not overdo things and maybe trying too hard. That might even punish you. Even your own career will be at threat, or maybe even ending someone's career, which is not good. This is just sport. This is a friendly match. We should play it in an environment that is conducive to everybody.
As Bernard makes a save there with Botswana threatening once again. Maswena is the one who took that effort. Bernard with a long searching ball. And Zimbabwe now pick it up and trying to play the ball into the box. Cleared away by the Botswana defense. Another throw coming from the far side. That was the captain, Kebue, with the clearance. Botswana still in possession. They play the ball forward. Good turn. Keeps the ball under tight control. Laying it out to the far side. But again, pressure mounting and the ball runs into touch. Throwing into the Warriors, quickly taken. Guided back to Kolani. Operating on the left side. Turns in field. Good looking opportunity here. A bit too hard for Murwira. The idea was perfect, but unfortunately the execution was a bit lacking.
Yeah, but I think that's what Brito needs. The idea, that's what he's looking for. Remember, this is just a building exercise, and our next competitive game is most likely to be in November against away in Rwanda in a World Cup qualifier. And considering where we are coming from, Stanley, danger for Zimbabwe there.
Yes, and Donovan has managed to allow that one out of play for a goal kick to be taken.
Like I was trying to explain that in these World Cup qualifiers, if I was the coach, or maybe if I was in charge of the Zimbabwean football at the moment, I think I would focus more on building a team that will qualify for the CHAN, for the Africa Cup of Nations. Use these World Cup qualifiers to build again, to build a team that is formidable, that can compete at the highest level when it comes to the Africa Cup of Nations. Because remember, this group we are in, we have South Africa, we have Nigeria, we have Burundi, we have Rwanda. It's a very tough group. We need only one team qualifying to play at the World Cup in 2026. Maybe coming up second, we might have that chance for the playoff for the 10th team, which is very highly likely. Yes, if we qualify, it's a bonus, but I think it's good for us to start building for the next Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah, indeed, I do agree with you, because after a 2-year sabbatical, we have to accept the fact that, look, we are not at the same level as everyone else. A bit of a loose touch there, but Zimbabwe regained possession as they go forward. Binzi trying to get the ball into a good-looking position. Poor pass once again. And Botswana feeding off these errors. Another player goes down, play continues. Ball played through. Murwira is nowhere to be seen, and Botswana are now deep into enemy territory. The cross comes in, headed away. That was a bit dangerous. 5 minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes from penalties. In this Uhuru Cup, Zimbabwe versus Botswana. Another sliding tackle, winning it for Botswana. Throw into Zimbabwe. And I do agree with you when you were talking about how we should manage our games. I think, yes, let's use young players. This is a group of young players. And if they are allowed to play as much football as possible in the World Cup qualifiers and then in the CHAN tournament, that will be good enough for us, because at least we know that we've got a team. We can't rely on, past glory. I know that everyone is clamoring for the likes of Kama Billiard and Knowledge Msona. With all due respect, I think they should be allowed to retire and a new crop of players should come in. And while we do that, we should also accept the fact that we'll lose some matches, sometimes heavily. We could be embarrassed here and there, but at the end of the day, we will be the beneficiaries of a new crop of players that that will play well. And as I can testify with this performance, we've got a very good team here that is passing the ball with a lot of purpose.
Exactly, Stanley. And what I've seen today, I'm very, very convinced, and I'm optimistic that building from here, the coaches, Brito, Mafu, and Mangombe there, I'm sure they've seen enough to have players that can be ready to play for the CHAN qualifiers. Remember, the CHAN qualifiers will be played by the local best only. But when it comes to, there's the goal again by Obro Chirinda. a dipping volley. That's a full volley, swerving, no chance for the goalkeeper there.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. You have to say it twice. Chirinda, I don't know if you'll be able to do it for a second time, but this is the sort of courage that we must see from our players. When inside the box, you try your luck. You try your luck. Don't try to find the best opportunity. There's nothing like that these days. Players do close each other down, and that's a free kick to come from the far side. As Zimbabwe are throwing in all their big men. I can see Murwira, Shandirwa and company inside the area. The cross comes in and the goalkeeper does well. Oh, the Botswana goalkeeper saving the situation, punching it over the bar. Malapela doing a great job for Botswana, Willie.
Yeah, that's a good. At least that's what I was saying there. When you get some set pieces, give the goalkeeper some homework to do. Give him some work to do, like we did on that occasion. And it's promising. There's a short corner quickly taken by Zimbabwe.
Here's another look at the set piece. Well played inside the area. A good header by Benza. Finger tipped away by the goalkeeper. And the Botswana jacked into a substitution. I'm sure he's looking at penalties now.
Exactly. I'm sure we're now heading for a penalty shootout. That is if it ends like this. But I wanted to say something on Tino Benza there. People used to say that he's playing just because his father is the owner of the team. But I liked one thing from IB9, that is Innocent Benza. He used to send Murape, the Dynamo's coach, to that's the Marondera there, the Peterhouse school where Tino was school, for some serious sessions. He wanted his son to gel in to show how the players played. And the Murape, I'm sure he did a good job, and he was paid by by Benza. And then you can see there are the results. He's now in the national team, and he's justified.
Definitely, he's there on merit. He's there on merit. I mean, he's got a big frame, his presence already showing in the second half that he's a threat to the opponent. And that header, I must say, Botswana were lucky that the goalkeeper pulled off a brilliant save. And another stoppage once again due to an injury to a Botswana player. We still pray that it won't be a serious one. And it's only a shoulder injury. He's going to go for a while, but I'm sure he'll be able to come back and continue for his beloved Zebras. Yes, now let's see how the Botswana will restart. Playing it across their back line. And the crossfield pass, looking for his right winger. Nobody home. And it's out of play for a throw to Zimbabwe. Throw is taken short and headed out of play. And Zimbabwe has given away possession. Botswana looking for a last gasp winner. We've played the 5 minutes. As you can see, the clock ticking away. And Donovan Bernard picks up the ball. Now he waves his players upfield before taking the clearance, but rolls it to Mavunga. Mavunga forward. A bit too far ahead, but then for a moment I thought the Zimbabwean player had won his tackle, but I'm sure he pulled the opponent down, and a free kick has just been awarded. 30 seconds beyond the 5 minutes allocated. The referee taking a look at his clock. Will he be blowing any minute from now? Let's wait and see. Set piece taking time. With 54 seconds, the ball played downfield, and this one straight to the goalkeeper. Surely it should be time to blow the whistle and possibly send the players for a penalty shootout. The Botswana goalkeeper is in the same mood as me, that, well, we've played the 5 minutes, let it end, and then the penalty shootout will come. Malapela clips it upfield. Another long searching ball headed away. Doesn't go very far. Botswana winning possession again in the center as they try to go forward. But Zimbabwe will take it away, Murwira. Don't think anybody called on him to keep that ball, but that one goes out of play. The idea was there, but it was too far ahead of him. And a goal kick to Zimbabwe, which Donovan Bernard will take. The Zimbabwean goalkeeper. And the referee has blown to end the match here at the National Stadium in Gaborone. 1-1 the scoreline. Zimbabwe scored first through Chirinda, and Botswana equalized through Mabaya to leave the scoreline at 1-1. The second half, of course, we had lots of goal-mouth action with both sides threatening to score. Benza, about a few minutes ago, could have given Zimbabwe the lead, but the goalkeeper from Botswana, Malapela, managed to make a save to leave the scoreline at 1-1. Your thoughts about the entire match, Willie?
A watchable match, a good match from both sides, but especially Zimbabwe. I was very impressed, like we say. Remember, this is a hastily arranged team that only arrived here on Wednesday. We managed to train for 2 days. And for a new coach like Brito, remember, he has been in Zimbabwe for 2 years, yes. But for the hot seat, this is his first time, and only for 1 week to prepare the team. And now they are going for the dreaded penalty shootout. So I would say it's all Zimbabwean scoring. Mabaya is some Zimbabwean roots. Yes, he's Zimbabwean, Botswana by nationality. Over to you, Stan.
Yes, indeed. Let's cross back to our studio, where CNN and this team will be doing the halftime analysis. Well, the full-time analysis.
Thank you so much, DJ Stanley Katsande and Ginola William Tingwa there from National Stadium in Gaborone, Botswana. Well, if you're just joining us now, where the heck have you been? Because it could have been 2-1, but Tino Benza just unlucky there, lifting his shot over the bar. But when he came on, the young Tino Tenda Benza really changed the complexion of the game there as he came in the second half. So we will wait to see what lies ahead in store for Tino Benza in his Warriors days, but his Warriors debut has been quite a shining one. And Baltimore Brito, the first game, well, we will, I don't know, can we judge him? Can we judge him quickly? Well, I will have to wait and find out from Joseph Nkani and Uche Achimundava what they think. Or also, what did you think? What are you thinking of the Warriors' performance? We will be going back to rejoin Stanley and Willie for the penalty shootout. But Joseph Nkani and Uche Achimundava are still here. 1-1, Jose, and very, very interesting, very exciting. Can we judge Brito now? Do you want to do that? What do you think? Max out of 10.
Okay. Well, it depends on who you are. Mm-hmm. You know, in football, there are many scenarios. You want to look at it from the technical bench point of view, you want to look at it from the fans' point of view, or you want to look at it from the ZIFA president's point of view. But look, the point that I'm trying to bring out is that football has to be understood in its context. To say, where are we now as a football playing team Zimbabwe today, right? For me, I would say we're in a building phase. That's why you get statements like, trust the process. So for me, this is part of a process of building a Zimbabwe team that we are going to deploy out there to do as business when they face other nations. But again, we saw goals coming in. What that tells me is that it was an open game, right? Teams were playing on the offensive. Speaking from a Zimbabwean perspective, I'm happy we created the chances. So for me, that's a positive. So if I were to mark Brito today, I'll probably give him a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 from Jose for Brito, Baltimore Brito. Let's find out from the Werder Bremen man who is still here, Achimundava Uche.
Well, CNN, I'll be brutal in my analysis. If you're a coach from day one, daggers will be drawn. Soccer is a game of 90 minutes, and those 90 minutes will leave a lot for people to analyze. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. You're away from home. You manage to hold the team at home. Yes. Right. So far so good for the technical team. But again, there's a lapse in contact. It's not over until it's over.
Right, the penalty shootout is with us. So what we're going to do, yes, we're going to cross back to the National Stadium in Haberoni and join DJ Stanley Katande and Shinola William Tingwa. We'll be talking to you after it's all over.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. And of course, we are all ready for the penalty shootout as the two teams now will have to endure the pain or the nervous moment of a penalty shootout because of that 1-1 draw. This is Kadramini slotting it home to make it 1-0 for Zimbabwe. Kadramini showing that he is a veteran. He's been around for quite some time now and he looked very comfortable. And now time for Botswana. Can they make it? Let's see what Donovan Bernard will do. He takes it nicely. 1-1 the scoreline. 1-1 the scoreline. The Botswana player slotting it into the back of the net. Mtawana. And Molapela. Oh, lovely take. That was a well-taken penalty. It's an area where most goalkeepers, or nearly every goalkeeper, will find it difficult to save such a penalty. You know, it was high, not very high, and the goalkeeper had no chance. 2-1 to the Warriors. And let's see how Botswana will be taking this one. And he's backing away quite a long way back. Here he comes now. Straight down the middle to send the goalkeeper the wrong way. That was the captain, Kebue. Zimbabwe now with their third penalty. Let's see how this will be taken. Young Manire. And he hits the crossbar. He managed to send the goalkeeper the wrong way, but his shot was too high. And he rattled the crossbar.
Very unfortunate for the Highlanders Engerman there. Manire missed the crashed the crossbar. There is the effort again.
He had the idea, but I think he leaned back too much. But well, it's not the end of the story. Now it's time for Donovan Bernard. Well taken penalty. And Botswana lead now. 3-2. Let's take a second look at that penalty. Close to missing, but went in off the upright. He must have been watching Kylian Mbappe so many times. Another chance for the Warriors to restore parity. Here he comes now. And under save, another miss. And Malapela now feels inspired. That was Zimbabwe's fourth penalty. They've only scored twice. And if Botswana score,
We still have two.
then it should be the end of story.
They score now.
Because we are 2 behind and we are left with 1 kick. So Donovan will have to save this one. Will he be able to do that? That's the big question. He's managed to save it. So Zimbabwe is still in the game. Well done, Donovan Bernard. So we have to score on this occasion and hope that Bernard will save the next one. Here is the captain now to take it, Peter Mudua. Peter Mudua backs away a few meters. As the captain, can you save the situation? Here he comes now. Oh, he does well. He does so well, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. Now the big question is, can Donovan Bernard save this one so that we enter into sudden death? Second look at the penalty. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way.
Yeah, I think on that one, the goalkeeper was trying to complain that he stopped on his final run. But I think watching that slow-mo, I think he did everything right there. He just started, but he didn't completely stop. And he completely stopped, then it was going to be considered as a miss.
Yeah, indeed, it was very close. Here's a chance for this one. And the Botswana have won it. They are now celebrating, have beaten Zimbabwe 4-3 on penalties. It was painful, but I can say that really when you take a look at the match, the way it went about, Zimbabwe was in control. They were the ones that were pressurizing. They passed the ball with a lot of purpose. As we see the fans invading the pitch in celebrations, it's their Uhuru Day, 57 years of independence, and of course it ends well for them. But for Zimbabwe, the 2-year sabbatical is over, and here is the reality. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But all the same, I say to the Warriors, well done, guys.
Exactly, Stanley. It's well done to the Warriors. And also considering the manner in which we lost, yes, it's a bitter pill to swallow, but losing on a penalty shootout, I think it's not that bad. But the official result will remain, it's a draw, it's a 1-1. So it's good start for Brito. For me, I'll say it's a good start for Brito. Next is the Chan qualifies with the same team and maybe with a few additions. Remember, the Chan will be on the FIFA calendar. Then he'll be around. He'll be allowed to cast his net wider in the local Premier League. The leg of the Frank Makaratis, the Mbembas, and everyone else will be available.
Indeed, he will have a strong team to choose from, and that, of course, will make a difference, and even choose some youngsters that are coming up. And of course, the Botswana celebrating their victory. It's always good to win at home. And Zimbabwe has always been a thorn in the flesh for them. I'm sure they still remember how we knocked them out of the Africa Cup of Nations through that perfect Chikwende goal. And this time around, they say that it is revenge time. And they've managed to do it. Congratulations to the Zebras of Botswana. and today is their day. 57 years of independence, but I still maintain that the Zimbabwean Warriors played a game of their lives. The passing itself for me was something that was fantastic, because we haven't seen the team play so well. It's unfortunate that the performance did not produce the desired result, which is something that we'll work on to. And as you quite rightly say, we say kudos to Brito. It was a good start, if you overlook the result.
Exactly, because what I liked most is that you could see the system, you could see that there's something been happening there. The passing, the fluidity, the cohesion, the telepathic understanding, even the determination and desire that was shown by the Warriors today, I think it thumbs up. Like I heard during halftime, the guys back in Harare, they were rating the coaches as high as 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, which is good news. If people can support the coach at the moment. He is the coach. He is now there. He is not going to be sidelined. So we need to support him. This is our team. This is Zimbabwe. And now we are preparing to go back to Harare Stadium.
Yes, as we prepare to go back to Harare, let's just give you a few snippets of what is happening here. The Zimbabwean players, I'm sure they're getting together with the Botswana public, just trying to make sure that, look, they acquaint themselves with their hosts. A victory for Botswana. That is, of course, a victory for Botswana, leaving Zimbabwe to lick their wounds as we cross back to the studio.
All right. I know that it was their Independence Day celebrations, and I think yes. We did not want to spoil the party, did we? But Botswana. The Zebras winning 4-3 after a penalty shootout there. But an exciting performance, a good start by Baltimore Brito, Genesis Mangombe, and Bongani Mafu, his 2 assistants there. And the Warriors doing well. 1-1 it was, and it went into a penalty shootout. You already had Joseph Nkani giving Brito and his technical team 7 out of 10. Uche giving them 8 out of 10. I think that's enough. I don't have to go one foot further. But Jose, it's early days yet. And I think Brito and his technical team will be wanting to see, where they can improve and so on. But like I said, it's early days yet, but a good start for Zimbabwe.
It is indeed a good start, CNN. And remember, these are the games that we always cry for when we say we want friendly games. We want international engagement so that we gauge ourselves as a football playing nation. So for me, I'm not really taken aback by the scoreline or by the result in the 90 minutes. But I'm pretty much happy and comfortable with what I saw on the field of play. I saw a team that had intent to win. I saw a team that created chances. I saw a team that wanted to get a result. I saw a team of players that wanted to lift up their hands and claim a spot in the national team setup. So for me, I think let's trust the process. For me, these are the steps, small steps that build into a process that eventually gives us a team that can compete against anyone on the continent.
And Mundava is still here. Uche, your take.
Thank you, CNN. And if you look at this encounter, the brutal reality of soccer is that the game is as brutal as it is cruel. The fantastic display in open play, but again on the penalty shootouts, it's a lottery. We're beaten. But that's a reality check that the temperatures out there, they're not tepid, they're not lukewarm, but they are of volcanic proportions. So we need to up our game if we are to, compete with the best in Africa. Very soon we'll be facing Rwanda, I think, in 2 months' time. And the brutal reality is that we are not there. Yes, we tried, but again, the result wasn't good enough. So back to the drawing board to prepare for the encounter against Rwanda, because the international scene, that's where we are, but things are not as we expected.
Yes, and something that caught my eye, I don't know if it did, the leadership capabilities there of Peter Mudua as he led the Warriors. He really led by example. So whether it's going to be Mudua or Frank Makarati Tolgate as the Dynamo's captain, whether it's going to be Mudua or Tolgate Frank Makarati to be the next Warriors captain, I don't think it will be worrying. It's not going to worry me. I don't know if it's going to worry you, but I don't think it will worry you. 2 capable leaders, and Mudua doing fantastically well there in the match against the Zebras of Botswana. Well, if you didn't know, these two teams are only separated by 10 places. Number 34 in Africa, that's us, the Warriors. Number 44, Botswana in Africa. They are number 125 in the world. We are number 125 in the world, I beg your pardon. We are number 125. They are number 144. Is the one for statistics there. And if you care to listen, Morocco are number 1 in Africa and number 13 in the world. And Senegal are number 2 in Africa and number 20 in the world. Just something for you there. So we go forward. We hope to move forward another step. And Batamal Brito is going to be in charge with his 2 assistants, Genesis Kaka Mangombe and Bongani Mafu, and the rest of the technical team. And we will be there as well as Zimbabweans rallying behind the Warriors. Yes, it was a sabbatical, almost 2 years, and we were a bit rusty, but listen, it was early days yet. And well, that's just about it. It just leaves me to thank, well, before I go, I'm sure the Dynamo supporters are celebrating. They are in the semi-finals of the Super Cup, and the Black Rhino supporters beating Chicken Inn to go through to the semi-finals of the Super Cup. And tomorrow we will see Rentals taking on Gezi Platinum. I don't know, without Tino Benza, but they'll probably want to do it. And of course, the big one will be at Emagomeni, where Iboso will take on the Green Machine for a place in the semi-finals of the Super Cup. But at the National Stadium in Gaborone, Botswana, it ended Botswana won, Zimbabwe won after 90 minutes into a penalty shootout. It ended Botswana 4, Zimbabwe 3. Many thanks to our 2-man team there, Stanley Katande DJ and William Tingwa Ginola. They are now preparing to come back to the capital, to Harare. And many thanks first to Jose. Yes, thanks. I know after this, a few minutes after this, you'll want to know about what has been happening at Liverpool. But the Warriors, thank you so much for being on the show.
It's my pleasure. CNN, yeah, it was good to watch our Warriors play, and we look forward to more games.
Right. And Uche, I know, after this, you'll be wanting to know what they are doing, but it's always good when you're on the show.
Yeah, thank you, as always, CNN. Aspire to inspire before you expire. Thank you, CNN.
Right. And me also, I'll be wanting to know what's happening with my dear beloved Middlesbrough. But our number 1 team, the Warriors, are back in the international jungle. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV. I know you were rallying behind the Warriors. We should all, because it is our number 1 team for this great country. From everybody at ZBC TV Sport, fronted by our producer, Bevan Shinurai, and Jacob Banya. Yes, remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, CNN Mabika. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye for now.